in our village. Maybe the people were hungry, you know. When you talk about Akaito, I think I've seen a video where the wife of the former governor of this state, Obiano's wife, I think she was also doing Akaito.
As chief.
Yeah, so I am just wondering, when we fight for this kind of culture, does it become a no-go area because maybe poor people are the ones pushing for it? What if influential people like Chimamanda and politicians actually push for it? Don't you think it can be subject to change? That maybe perhaps it's corruption that is actually, or lack of corruption that is preventing it from changing.
Agreed. Money can do a lot of things in our society of today. Like they say, there's one artist that did a song, "Money Stops Nonsense." So I know politicians also can also do and do, and you find out that yes, there are certain customs or limitations which are only observed by the poor. The rich has a way of somebody was, I think, on radio here a few days ago. I was listening. He said that when a poor man who has served his church all his life dies, they send the catechist to go and bury him. But a rich man that doesn't even come to church all the time, once it is their turn, you see bishops and lineup of hundreds of priests. A lot of things are waived for them because they have a connection and they contribute financially. So I agree. This money of a thing influences so many things. But those who are what makes the Igbo society tick, there are some people who still stand by it. No matter how you try to bamboozle them with money, they won't budge. But in this 21st century, actually, we should be talking of what is edifying, what should make us better, and not to be trivializing issues about equality and non-equality and over certain cultural norms that are not actually harmful.
Interesting, not harmful, but harmful to the dignity of the person. I bet there are other people who will continuously push it until you convince them that it's not about dignifying them. Okay, so I think the custodians of culture will have to be more convincing in enlightening maybe women why this culture exists. Is not to their indignity or something in that particular realm. That has been our discussion for today. Discriminatory practices, scrutiny of the Igbo culture, and the tradition will return.
99.1 FM.
All right, welcome back. It is the breakfast diary of Denver 99.1 FM. We're keeping tabs on developments in and around the country, making sense of them. Let's quickly do a recap.
We started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Major talking point: Jega Babashir orders reflect on INEC 2023 elections amid fresh appeal court verdicts. Also here, new twists in Akpabio, Ndume's legislative tangle. CPPE urged CBN to implement forex stabilization efforts. Shetima urges governors to work towards developing Nigeria's agricultural sector. Pick up a copy of the Guardian for these and more.
All right, a major focus for us on the Sun. Aftermath of CDS allegation. FG orders prison warders probe over Boko Haram inmate. FG to channel $1.5 billion donor funds into 36 ZAPs. PDP governors task federal government on new revenue sharing formula. Pick up the Sun today. You see all of the details.
Right on the Punch newspaper. A major talking point this morning on the Punch. We talked about NMPCL and fuel import December 2024 projects 4.5 trillion naira revenue. Also, Tinubu's appointee Akawo resigns as Rivers PDP chairman. Fashola urges FG to adopt rent-to-own scheme. Interesting one, rather. Pick up a copy of the Punch for these and more.
All right, our topic of discussion focused on discriminatory practices or scrutiny of the Igbo culture and tradition. Join the conversation. Let's talk. 0703-815-5515 and of course 0906-1414-478. My name is Njideka Chisim Chinedu, co-anchor is here, as well as our analyst, comrade Aloysius Atta. As for your post this morning. Hello, good morning.
Right Honorable Dame Ezia Fatego, warning the airwaves small.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Women are a weaker vessel. It is contained there in the holy book. It is contained there. The roles of the women are done what? Are culturally specified and given to them. Chimamanda Adichie should toast and come back home and tell us to give her ropes to climb up and tap on wine. Yes, but she is talking about kolanut breaking. Nobody is debarring her from breaking the kolanuts. They are owned by the gods for the land. And the cultures and traditions of every society in Igbo land is made by the men. God is a man, not a woman. Wherever he comes down to inquest about what is happening on his earth, he will go to the men and ask them to give him the stewardship of the men in controlling the world.
Have you seen God? How do you know
Well,
he has a gender?
Okay, it's all right. Call it call it she. I'm not bothered, but I'm happy you know that it's God. Back aside, women are weaker vessels, and the weak roles are given to them. They are in the holy book. So, damn it.
Before you go on,
Okay.
because he made reference to, I think, is it climbing a tree? You were charging her to go and do that if she wants to be a man. But when you talk about kolanut breaking, is there something physically demanding about it, or is it just about reaping the privilege of doing physically demanding work? You need to be more convincing.
I'm not to tell you. You have to make your research and find out. Don't ask me.
I do beg your pardon. We are having an engagement. Is it that
You cannot engage me that way.
I do beg your pardon, please.
Okay.
Is it that you are courteous? We'll engage you. I asked a question. I was not rude about it. I needed a response. I said you need to be more convincing. And so you say you have done your research. What does your research say?
Well, I'm happy at the word you mentioned, which is convincing. You, the women, the task before you is to go to the society and convince the men. Conviction this time, not forcing the men. The tradition of the society is as old as God itself.
Well, do you know one
himself.
thing? If you cannot convince women like Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie as to why they have to be subjugated to this kind of tradition, they will continuously push and push for more. So you are the one with the responsibility to convince them, not the women. Convince them why they have to not to partake
Thank you
in
very
certain
much.
traditions.
Yeah, pushing is an aspiration. Even if the whole world is made a platform for the women, they can still be pushing. Push forward. Continue to push. You are not the bad. So, the conscience of the Igbos does not center alone on the women. In my town, Osumogu, we don't eat python. We don't eat it. It sleeps with us. It is our culture and tradition. If you mentally kills it or kill it, you must bury it as you bury a
Well,
human
we're
being.
talking about.
Did you say Igbos or your own people?
Let's talk about practices that are discriminatory towards women. Please.
Yes. Discrimination is created by God. It must always be there.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello there. Good morning.
Yeah, hello.
You're welcome. What's your name? Where you calling?
Yeah, good morning. My speaker is there, Kamado, and
Welcome.
our analyst, I thank you very much this morning too.
Well done.
This is Honorable Dojaba calling from Igbo.
Go ahead, please.
See, what I wonder what benefit will one derive from changing God's way of things. God created them male and female, and whoever that is pushing for gender equality did not believe God, and I don't like it. That is antichrist. Let me just ask you a question. In the first place, God created Adam, and the fact that Adam cannot cope alone in his own understanding as God, although he knew before he created him, and he made him to sleep, and he took from his place. Woman did not create like man. God said in Genesis that I'll come after creating everything. Come, let us create man and in our image and likeness, man and not woman. It was when woman was created and given to man to be under a man, a helper. He called it a helpmate.
A helpmate, not a housemate. Not mate. Go to the Bible. A helpmate. That's what I'm saying. Just a moment. A helpmate, not a housemaid.
Yeah, a helpmate. Yeah, it's supposed help to man. And now he did everything in the Old Testament. He called Abraham out of the children of Ur to create a new way from Abraham, because the world has gone insane. And he did it. He did not call. There is a woman in that place. He did not call that woman. He continued. When he wanted to deliver the people of Israel, he called Moses. He continued. A woman was only a judge, just like a seer, when the problem of Israel amounts, like Deborah and other people. I could remember when Deborah this guy Gideon want to go to war. He want to send him to kill Sisera. He said he will not go alone unless you follow him. He said that if I go, that you are the man that's supposed to go. They argued it. Before he followed, he did not kill that woman. He's not the person that killed. It's another person that killed. But Gideon must surely follow and go before her, no matter that she's the judge. She was the judge. Now, in Old New Testament, in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 34 and 35, women must be silent in the church. And if they want to know anything, they go home and ask their husband as their head. The Bible said that man is the head of the woman. But that doesn't mean that we will subject them to something wrong. The same Bible said that we will love them and cherish them and care for them, even as ourselves, for us to get answer. I understand your people, but talking of kolanut is just, I wonder why she should be talking on that, because there is no relevance. There's nothing you will ask to the women. Then, you will love your woman. There are things women cannot do. Even not just gender responsibility. That is a misstatement. In gender, we know that women give birth to children. So listen, let women know their line and go there. What I don't like is that when somebody's husband died, you subject that woman to those cultures are that wrong, it's not good. Or take everything from them. But you cannot share because the woman who married another person is not supposed to share the property of the two brothers and go to the other place and share the husband. That is wickedness, if you people are thinking in that line. Thank you.
Thank you very much. He shares the thought that there are certain duties that are exclusive for men and not women. We'll get to that later on.
Hello.
Good
yes.
morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning, Njideka Madoka and Chisum Chinedu.
All right, can you do this in
good
30
morning.
seconds?
My name is Christian. I'm calling from Mukpo.
Go ahead.
Chimamanda Adichie asking for women to include in some tradition like breaking kolanut. I think it's a taboo because our forefathers did not select women in breaking kolanut because it's not a bad culture. If the thing is a bad culture, we will say it is not good. But breaking kolanut is not for women. That's why our forefathers did not do that. Chimamanda Adichie will also go and ask Jesus, why did he not pick a woman in his disciples? So, coming to
include the woman in breaking the kolanut is a taboo in Igbo tradition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Exclusive duties for men that women cannot partake in. I think that's what I've been able to get from all of the